And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another weekly review with The Robot, brought to you by the Movie Pope. And here he is, bolts and nuts akimbo, The Robot.
What up, me peeps, The Robot here, and boy do I have a good one for you here. Now, there are a lot of movies and TV shows out there, and Leanne Luca can't get to all of them, which is where I come in. My job is to review the shows and movies that those two can't and sometimes won't review. Boy, do I love my job. And today I am going to dive into the film and TV adaptations of David Nichols' novel, One Day. Now, for those unfamiliar with the novel, it's about two people who meet on July 15th, 1988 and spend the next 20 years meeting up and giving us a glimpse of how their lives are developing. The first adaptation was a movie made in 2011 with Jim Sturgis and Anne Hathaway, and recently Netflix did a TV adaptation. So, why am I reviewing these two? Well, on Memorial Day people can do a variety of things: go watch fireworks, enjoy a barbecue, or play pickleball. I just decided to torture myself by watching all 14 episodes and 2 hours of both show and movie, and now I'm here to offer my opinion. I will say that the Emma in the series is very wooden. She isn't expressive and seems to have only the mode stoic and slightly less stoic, which occasionally involves tears. A lot of times I have no idea of what she's thinking unless she yells or sounds like she's choking, which sucks because throughout the story Emma is continually finding herself in a vulnerable place, which means you would expect her to be, well, vulnerable. You get flashes of those every now and then, especially when she's at the restaurant and sees Dex flirting. Put it this way, if Emma was playing poker, you wouldn't know if she had a full house or a royal flush. The Emma in the film version is very much expressive, which works because Anne Hathaway can't do a Yorkshire accent to save her life. And you really feel a connection with her because of that vulnerability, that sensibility, that naivety that is being put through the ringer. You get this sense that this girl is just being beaten down by life and is trying her best to put on a brave face. Sure, Netflix Emma gets far more screen time than movie Emma, but she doesn't do much apart from just talking a lot and keeping a very straight face in just about every situation. Emma's other half is the pretty rich boy who throws his life into a blender and comes out worse than before. He's a narcissist who rubs people the wrong way, and yet Emma is able to see some good in him. While objectively we see him as a cat, the novel wants us to see him through Emma's eyes and, throughout the story, begin to grow some affinity for him, especially as he goes through loss, divorce, and failure. That being said, Netflix Dexter does not elicit any such emotions. There is nothing that redeems him. Even when he goes through personal tragedies such as Sylvie cheating on him, you don't feel sympathy as much as his satisfaction. Finally, the gets his comeuppance. Sure, Emma wants to bring out the best in Dex, but it doesn't feel organic, it's just forced. You don't get this sense of genuine connection, and frankly, you feel like Emma should never get with Dex. The story begins in 1988 in Edinburgh and takes us through the glorious 1990s and into the early 2000s. The Netflix series never gives you a sense of the passage of time. Is it really set in 1988, or did you just put a filter to make us think it's 1988? In the series, the entire time I kept wondering if they just shot the scenes without really dressing it to give it that 90s feel. Although, admittedly, most streets look the same regardless of time period. The film slightly gives you that impression, but really the big indication is the hair. Hairstyles change constantly throughout the decades, from the big wavy fro of the 80s to the Rachel to the pixie cut. Film Emma's hair advertises the time period, whereas Netflix Emma's, like her expression, the same. Sure, it changes, but it's like at some point someone must have said, "Egg, hair is hair, right? Hair, right?" I don't like One Day, either in its film or TV iteration. But I will give the film props for having a much better ending than the TV series. Following Emma's death, Dex goes back to Edinburgh to revisit the places he and Emma used to traverse, and he goes back to the morning after their night together. As they walk away, they bid each other goodbye, and everything about that scene is powerful, from the delivery to the terseness of the line, just evokes how far they've come and how far they would go up until the moment where Dex finally has to say goodbye to Emma. Both in 1988 and in 2011, the ending in the TV series is just imitation, but wait. Let's throw in a montage of every time they kissed. Not as thought-provoking, not as potent, and not as emotional. Way to screw the pooch. Netflix. Thanks for watching, and if you don't mind, please leave us a like. It helps a lot. And while you're at it, subscribe so you never miss an episode drop. This is the robot signing off.